and gentlemen, happy Money Monday. We are back and we are ready to get after it. We are ready to go and we are ready to have ourselves a day. As you guys can tell right now, market's already hot. As you guys can tell right now, we're already seeing some insane spikers. This is why we wake up early. When you guys see that DWSN is already up 567%, when you see that STAK is already up 254%, when you see that BATL is already up 130%, there's money to be made. Now, last week, you guys probably saw, if you guys follow me over on Twitter or Stocktwits or wherever, you guys already know that I was able to have a monster week. I was able to make over $6,500 after starting off with my large account. Now, you guys can also see this right here, proof in the pudding. As you guys know, I did start off with a $30,000 account, and we are currently sitting with $36,298 right here in the equity. So we were able to grow it over $6,000 just last week alone. Now, that's all done live. Every single thing I do it live. I don't feel like any trade that I make, especially in my position, when I sit here and say, I'm going to teach you. When I sit here and say, hey, I'm going to show you how to make money. When I sit here and say, hey, I have a large account, and go ahead and sign up. And of course, me not do it live, that doesn't make sense. So every single trade I make, all the money that I make, it has to be done live, has to be right here, showing you all what it's all about on Stocktwits. So let's see, of course, what can we do today? Well, right now, team, the number one thing that I always like to look for is volume. Volume equals activity. Activity equals profit. If a stock is moving, I know there's money to be made. And right now, when I see DWSN go from $139 and spike all the way up to $15, I know there's money to be made. Right now, team, I do want to add some things. I want to go over to the VWAP, add the VWAP indicator. What do we see right here? The VWAP is having some strong resistance around that 942 area. 942. Take a look. Let's actually just kind of break this down even more a little bit together. If we grab this and we take a look over on DWSN, DWSN is getting a little ugly right here. But what do we realize? We do realize a bounce play right next to that black line, bounce play next to that black line, bounce play at that black line. Now that line holds up as resistance, and notice the turn and fall. This whole entire play so far went absolutely bananas. The stock went from $1 and shot up towards $15. So yes, hypothetically, if you have a $1,000 account, you could have made $14,000 this morning already. Isn't that kind of nuts to be thinking about? Guys, if you had a $1,000 account and you jumped in on DWSN this morning, in the matter of 15 minutes, you could have made $14,000. That's what's so crazy about these low float rippers and runners, these low float spikers, this low float climber. You know, it all comes on down to the pure fact that these are active. These are the money makers. These are the ones that make people go absolutely crazy. So, DWSN, 6 million float, 518% gain. Stock is definitely going to get a little test here and there of, again, $9 or $9.10. It looks like we might slowly get a fade, though. Basically, DWSN kept on spiking, ripping, and running. And if anyone's asking in the first place, well, Dek, why is DWSN even up in the first place? I would say I have no idea. My hands are up. Guys, I don't know why the stock just went on this crazy spike and rip. This stock doesn't have any sort of news. There's no credibility. There's nothing actually happening here. This stock just went on a huge $15 rip and run. And if there is something that you guys see, type it out in the chat right now so I know. But DWSN, absolutely insane. And now we also are seeing something similar. You know, STAK. STAK went from $2 and spiked all the way up towards around $10. Now, $2 all the way up to $10. Yes, guys, let's play the game that kind of makes you feel a little bad, but it's really fun at the same time. Where if you had a $2,000 account, you could have been able to make $8,000 already this morning. Stock goes from $2 to $10 with 1,000 shares. That's an $8 rip. That's an $8,000 profit. That's what's so nuts. That's what's so wild about a lot of these plays is that we see these huge climbs and then we start getting these drop-offs. So again, DWSN, this play right now, really, we have to ask ourselves, how much lower is this going to go? Because now, again, we're in a point where it does get a little cautious. Now, what do I mean by that? I could short this play, right? But if I short this play, guess what's going to happen? I could technically be buying near a bottom. I could technically be buying near a dip buy area. Well, guys, the stock went from $1 and spiked to $15. If I buy at the price of $15, I'm kind of being an idiot. Why am I being an idiot? Because the stock has already spiked over 1,000%. If a stock has spiked over 1,000%, I'm obviously late. I'm late to the party. That's the only way to put it. It went from $1 to $15. Now the stock has fallen from $15 down towards $8. We have had a 500% drop. Now, coming on up here, I could say, oh, Dek, it's time for me to start shorting it. And it's like, no, that's not the right answer. Shorting is near the top. to get this money. You short now, it's the same exact thing as you buying at the top. You're waiting until it has already fallen, already people has made their money, and now most likely a green candle is going to be coming up next because that's where, again, dip buying is going to happen. So it's tough a lot of times to get involved in plays that are near the middle of their spike because I'm not sure if the next few minutes, if I go ahead and look for a short, are we going to dip buy and bounce right back up to $10? Or could I short and we do start falling back down to $5? Or do I short and next thing you know, we're above $10? Or do I look for a dip buy and bounce play and then it keeps on fading? So the thing is, where's the easy areas of access? The easy areas of access on a play is always going to be near a high. When you're near resistance, you know, again, something big is going to be coming on up where either A, you have explosion for a short squeeze on new highs, or B, you have all this room on a reversal on the way back on down. Also, what's the other easy area of access? All the way at the bottom. The low of the day where you don't have much risk. There's not much risk when you haven't gone on that big of a spike yet. But you know what? There is a lot of risk when we buy here, where maybe it's going to go up, maybe it's going to go on down, maybe it's just going to consolidate sideways. So that's why it is important to always try to be getting involved in plays on the way up or, again, right in the beginning, because that's when they're going to have the most predictability and the most volatility. It's really just the best chance of you being able to make a profit. So DWSN, I like this play a lot. And yes, this stock most likely is going to try to get back up to $10. And this stock most likely is going to try to fade back down to $6. It's just I don't have an easy answer on where and when. People always say that. They say, oh, Dek, if you're so good at stock trading, why can't you predict, again, what the stock's going to do? Guys, there are times that you can predict what the stock's going to do, but not every moment. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say I can predict every single candle, every single moment, every single second of the stock market. That's just not how it works. That's, again, blatantly lying. You can find certain situations where, again, you could put the odds in your favor. For instance, everyone here probably watches football, right? If there was a third down on a football team, right? Third down, it was 3rd and 11. What would you guys say are the odds that that team is going to do a pass? Well, if it's 3rd and 11, the odds are a pass play is going to come. Now, has anyone ever seen them hand off a ball on 3rd and 11? Sure, that has happened before. But I would probably say 8 out of 10 times. Guess what? They're going to do a pass play. Now, I can't predict the future, but since we're in that certain situation, I could be able to predict, okay, most likely they're going to do a pass play here because there's better chance of them getting a first down. When DWSN goes from $1 to $15 and I see a big long upper shadow and traders say, oh, what's going to happen next? I'm going to make the prediction that after seeing a 1,500% spike in an upper shadow forms, this stock most likely is going to start getting red candles. It's the easy prediction. Now, right now, traders, what are we at? Right now, we're on the 50-yard line. It's, again, 2nd and 5. Maybe we're going to do a play action. Maybe we're going to do a pass. Maybe we're going to do a run. Maybe, again, we're going to do a QB sneak. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. So there are times of predictability, and there's also times of sitting back and saying, all right, hey, I'm not sure what's really going to happen. Now, if I had to take a guess, I would say I think we are going to keep on falling. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to say that DWSN is going to just keep getting weaker. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to say we are probably going to fall back down towards like the 650-ish mark, this old, a red candle before we find some sort of dip buy and bounce play. So DWSN, most likely going to fade and fall. But the great news is we are going to see a lot of plays, I feel like this. I feel like we're going to see a lot of spiking, a lot of ripping, a lot of running, a lot of craziness. Now, again, let's just see how much are shorts over on DWSN. If I want to short DWSN, I can go right here, DWSN. Go ahead. How many shares would I want? I'd want, let's say, like 3,000 shares. Let's go to Inquire All. Let's use all the locates right here. And we have 3,000 shares available. Excuse me. Actually, right now it's saying 61 shares available. So again, I'm only able to get 61 shares, probably because it's in very high demand. We could try this in the near future again to see if we can get. But again, how much would this cost me? This would cost me right here $5. So again, $5 for 61 shares at this time. So I can get share locates, just not that many. And it's just because probably every single person that's awake right now is looking to short DWSN. Every single person that's awake right now is looking to get after this play. Every single person at this moment is saying, hey, let's go ahead and keep on bringing this on down, getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So DWSN, if we want this one to spike, basically what it comes on down to is break this downtrend. Break this downtrend. Let's see if buying volume can move on up. Now, I do want to take a look at something, though. What sector is DWSN in? I haven't looked. Is DWSN in energy or oil? I just want to see. Profile. Is it an energy or oil stock? I really have no idea. We're going to double check it and see. And let's see. Not available, not available. Nothing, it doesn't say anything's available right here. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And the reason why I say that is because oil and gas and energy stocks have been extremely hot recently, right? Haven't you guys realized that? Now, before I go even any farther, make sure if you guys haven't yet, smash that thumbs on up right now. Everyone hit that thumbs on up right now over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the Stocktwits page as well. Show Stocktwits you're enjoying the show and loving it. So again, take 1 second right here. Smash that thumbs on up if you appreciate me being here awake with you guys bright and early, getting ready to kick off your Monday. Now, we know that oil and gas plays have been so hot recently. Now, the reason is just because of what we're seeing over on Israel and Iran. And obviously, we know there's confrontation. We know that there's been strikes. We know that there has been attacks. We know, again, there's a lot going on at this time with global events. So we woke up this morning that said oil prices jumped more than 3%, adding fuel to the fire. So oil prices are elevated due to a combination of geopolitical tensions and supply constraints. Recent Israel airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities have raised fears of a broader Middle East conflict, potentially disrupting oil supplies. So when we have oil supplies getting disrupted, guess what? This is simple supply and demand. If we have, hey, everyone wants oil. You want oil. I want oil. We want to be able to, again, put gas in our cars. We want to be able to have electricity. We want to be able to warm our homes. We want to be able to use gas and oil for all this stuff. If now there's constraint, which means, again, we are having less of it, well, what we do have, the price is going to go up because we have less of something and still a very high demand. Well, how do we bring something down? We need to have an excess of something. We have to have a large supply of something. Well, right now, guys, we get a lot of oil from the Middle East. Sure, we do have massive reserves. We do. We have that. And again, we don't ever like to tap into that. If we ever need to tap into it, we definitely can, but we don't like to touch that. So if we are, again, getting so much gas and oil from the Middle East and we have a low supply and we still have a high demand, oil prices are going to go on up. So what did we see, traders? Does anyone remember last week? What were some of the biggest and craziest ones we saw? Well, let's not forget RBNE. RBNE went nuts last week, right? We take a look over on this play. RBNE here, traders, this stock went all the way from $3, spiked all the way up to $20. Now it's currently sitting at around the $11 mark. We also saw last week, remember HUSA in pre-market? HUSA went from $8 and spiked all the way up to $20. That was a good one. What other ones did we see right here? We saw TMDE this morning. TMDE, that was a top gainer this morning. Might have come on down a little bit. Yeah, TMDE this morning. From $1, spiked all the way up to $4.44. That was pretty crazy. What else did we saw here? USEG, oil and gas right here. USEG, oil and gas. So again, USEG went from, again, $1 and spiked all the way up to $3. So as of now, if someone had to say, hey, Dek, where's a lot of the buying volume going to go? And that's why I wanted to look into to see if DWSN was an oil stock. That's why I wanted to look into if STAK, or, what do we have right here? If STAK was an oil stock, but you can even see like BATL. Look at BATL, the number 3 top gainer in the stock market. What does it say at the very top? What's it say right here? Battalion Oil Corp, right? TMDE, this is an oil stock, just a little heads on up. Ocean Pal right here. RGC, this is not an oil play. This had a reverse stock split. But again, you can see the top plays have been oil plays, and that's just because of restrictions on what we've been seeing with global events. So that's what we have at this moment. And it's great to just be aware of that. That, if things start calming on down, we could see some very big pullbacks. Now, this is also a little different. You guys know I absolutely love shorting. Should I short these oil plays? Well, yeah, Dek, everything that spikes on up falls back on down. That's usually when we see like a stock has an agreement. That's usually when we see a stock has some sort of drug trials. That's usually where we see a stock has a partnership, where a stock has a big spike and it comes crashing on down. This is a little different. And the reason why this is a little different is because this is global events. That does make it a little bit tougher to be able to figure out, is this actually going to hold its gains? Because if oil is in low supply, guess what? These plays don't have a reason to actually fall on down yet. So I do like the fact that there is areas both on the upside and on the downside, right? BATL, if you guys want to take a look at it, stock has gone from $2 to $6, back down to $3, right? RBNE from last week, this stock again did go from $4 up to $20, now sitting at $11. Like, the thing is, there will be $2, $3, $4 drops. But at the same time, guys, if oil is in low supply, we could easily see these bouncing right back on up. So a common question I would get right now is, well, Dek, how do we find all the best oil stocks? So everyone can do this right here with me. And again, it's over on Fox Runner if you guys just want the step-by-step. But how do I find the best oil and energy plays? How do I know which ones are going to spike? Everyone head on over to finviz.com. And we can do this together so I can post the link. So we'll head on over to finviz.com. And what does it say over here? It says, number one, click screener. Okay, cool. So number one, we click screener. Number two, go over to sector and select energy, because energy and oil, that's the same sector right here. So if we go here, we click energy, and you'll see in the industries now, it's all oil and gas, uranium, oil and gas. So we have energy right here, which is great. Now on top of that, we do want to look for lower float plays. Those are the ones that go on very big spikes. So float, let's go to under 20 million. Under 20 million in float. Cool. So now again, we only have 59 stocks left. For anyone who does not know, we started off with how many? Screener, we started off with 10,125. We started off with 10,125. We're now down, just by doing this, we're down to 59. So now what do we do next? Now we want to click the ownership tab. If we click the ownership tab right here, that's now going to change. Watch this, click ownership. Now that brings up float. So again, if we click that, we can now filter it out by the lowest float plays. And bada boom, now guess what we have here? We have the energy plays, oil and gas, that are under 20 million, that are now all filtered out by lowest float that could go on spikes. Guys, what do you guys realize right here? Hey, take a look. Look at RBNE, the 5th lowest float oil and stock play right there. Well, guys, RBNE, as we already know, was the number one top gainer over on Friday. Okay, well, what else did we have? Well, what's number 6? Number 6 was HUSA. Hey, guys, what do we see over on HUSA right here? HUSA, that was a massive pre-market top gainer where the stock went from $7 and spiked up to $18. So that's, a pretty crazy one. That's one that we're definitely seeing a bit of hype and momentum on. So, I mean, we could take a look at, some of these lower float ones, RCON, maybe in the top 5. RCON, look what it did this morning. RCON has already gone from $2, spiked up to $5, now dropping back down to $3. Notice how this is trying to turn into a trend right now. Notice how this is trying to turn into, again, people doing this. Like, let's look at the number 4 top gainer, MXC. MXC right here, what are people doing? MXC, take a look at the daily chart. MXC has gone from $7 and ripped on up to $14. MXC right now, traders are trying to get a little bit of love towards this play, aren't they? MXC, energy. This play, trying to build a little bit of higher lows, starting to get a little bit of a crack at this moment. Not really a ton of buying volume, but at the same time, look at this move. So if you're asking me, hey, Dek, what's the easy cheat sheet today? The easy cheat sheet today is you guys can go ahead and use this link. And now, again, you guys are going to have some of the hottest plays at this moment that people are already looking at. So let me post this for you guys so everyone's all set, ready to go. I'll throw this over in the chat as well. And making sure that you guys are learning everything. That's what it's all about here, traders. So I'm going to grab that, post that right there so that you guys are all ready to rock and roll. All right, cool. So that's, again, over on Finviz so that you guys are all set and just getting an idea of what is going to be some of the best plays. Now let's head on over to CNBC.com real quick. If we head on over to CNBC.com, what do we have here? It says stock futures rebound slightly as oil surge eases amid continuing Israel-Iran attacks. Okay, something we just talked about. Israel vows Iran will pay the price as attacks continue on a 4th day. Surge in oil prices pause after WTI tops $77 a barrel. So everything that we have just talked about obviously is happening right now. Everything that we have just gone over, right? We want to make sure that you guys are understanding it. So what I want to do at this moment is we got 10 minutes until the 8 a.m. press release wave. Let's try to figure out some game plans on what we can do and how we can make our money. Let's try to figure out some game plans on how we can be able to come out on top. Let's try to figure out some game plans on, of course, what we could be able to do for our money-making opportunities. So DWSN right now is still looking for a little bit of this pop and climb to see if we can get back up towards the VWAP. This play, again, we do have shares available to short over on the stock. Let's see if we can get 3,000 shares yet. So if I go to Inquire, let's see, 3,000 shares available. So if I wanted to get DWSN, I could short 3,000 shares of it if we go on a pop. How much is it going to cost me? This is going to cost me $292. So if I wanted to short 3,000 shares of a stock that is, again, let's say $9, that is going to be a $27,000 investment. Now, out of that $27,000, $292 will be taken out as a fee. Now, you might be saying, Deck, $292, that's really expensive. But at the grand scheme of things, is it? You might say, well, yeah, it is. It's not really. And the reason why is because if I'm buying 3,000 shares, right, that means I need to make 9 cents. I need DWSN. Let's say I short it right now. I short it at the price of 840. I need the stock to fall down towards the price of 831 and I make back $300, right? So every 10 cents the stock moves with 3,000 shares is a $300 profit. Every $1 the stock moves is going to be a $3,000 profit. Every $2 is a $6,000 profit. You guys can get the gist. So really, again, when you're looking at your fee to go ahead and short a play, to me, it's not, oh, I have to pay, again, $292. It's me thinking about how many cents, how many pennies do I need to make back my fee? Now, if the fee is, let's say, $2,000, and it's like, wow, I need the stock to drop 70 cents for me to make back my gain, that's tough to do. For me to short this play at 840 and to see the stock fall all the way on down towards whatever, 770, it's like, man, that's a tough thing to do. But for me to make 9 cents, for the stock to go from 840 and now where it's at, $8 right now, $7.90 right now, guys, I would be up over $1,000 at this moment. I would already be up over $1,000. So, I mean, you just got to put it into perspective. And if you're saying, well, Deck, that's too much money for me, then again, you go down to a 1,000 shares. Go to 1,000 shares. How much does it cost for 1,000 shares? Oh, it costs $97, right? Again, it costs about 9 cents that you got to make up. So it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 shares or if it's 5,000 shares. It's all going to be 9 cents that you have to make up at this moment. That's what, again, basically what DWSN short locating fee is. It's a 9-cent makeup. Okay. So right now, DWSN, we definitely want to keep our eyes peeled. We want to see if this is keeping this on watch here. So again, we are all set, ready to rock. And yes, guys, for anyone who does not know, I am live every single I am live every Monday over on Stocktwits from 7:30 up towards 8:30 every single Monday. So just a little heads up for every single person. If you guys are not part of Tradecaster, if you guys are not part of our live community every single day, make sure you guys realize that, hey, I can be able to watch Sean every single Monday right here over on Stocktwits, which is absolutely great. So right now, traders, we got DWSN. We are watching to see if that's going to get any sort of spike and rip and run. We have STAK, which is starting to get a little bit of a fade at this moment. I want to see what we get at the time of 8 o'clock. I want to see if we get some 8 o'clock news. I want to see if we get some 8 o'clock action. Maybe, again, we go after another little low float, the oil stock. But it seems like a lot of the plays that we have been looking at recently have been what? Kind of like stocks that go on massive spikes and then give like $6 to $7 back. That's kind of what's been a little crazy. I mean, we have been seeing absolutely incredible spikes from, again, the price of $1 to $15. I mean, that's nuts to be thinking about. $1 to $15 is insane. And you know what? I'm happy I didn't short this play at $4 or $5 or $7 or $9 because I would have gotten stopped out. And that would have been very ugly and very bad. So right now, if you're saying, Deck, what's kind of on your main watch list? My watch list is RBNE, previous top gainer of yesterday, or previous top gainer on Friday. I am watching DWSN. DWSN, watching to see if this is going to get a $10 break. I am watching STAK. See what this one's going to do here. But I really want to wait 5 minutes and see what we get coming up in the near future. Also, you might see RGC is up right here. RGC, guys, this stock had a stock split. So for anyone who does not know, RGC was actually the #1 best spiker so far in 2025. This was a real spike that happened. RGC went from the price of $13 up to the price of $950. This was not a reverse stock split. This was not anything like that. This stock legitimately went from the price of $13 up towards, again, $950. Now, let's play the game that, again, sometimes make you feel bad. But if you had a $13,000 account, you could have been able to make $934,000 in the matter of 3 months. How many people here would like to be able to make nearly $1 million from a $13,000 account in the matter of 3 months? Pretty insane. Well, Deck, I don't have $13,000. Okay, if you had $7,000, you could have been able to make $450,000 in the matter of 3 months. Deck, I don't have $7,000. Okay, if you have $4,000, you could have been able to make nearly $300,000 in the matter of 3 months. That's pretty crazy to be thinking about, isn't it? And again, I say these things not to make you say, oh, I missed out on it. Oh, I missed out on this. I missed out on this. But to keep inspiring you on what is truly possible. Because when you guys fall into the trap of making and losing $20 a day, and you're like, oh, I'm never going to make that big money, all it takes is one trade. All it takes is one trade to change your life. It really does. All it takes is one trade to absolutely change everything in your life. Isn't that kind of crazy, guys, to think about? Financially speaking. Financially speaking. I'm not saying you're going to get taller or anything like that. But, DWSN, you again see the stock, this morning you jumped in at the price of $3, which is very realistic. Stock spikes up to $15 and you make 12 grand. I mean, that's pretty insane to be thinking about. That would change a lot of people's lives that only have a $3,000 account, that all of a sudden they have now $15,000 in their account. That changes a lot. So it is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely awesome to be able to see and how incredible, the stock market really is. So let's get ourselves prepared. Let's get ourselves fired up and let's get ourselves ready to rock and roll. So right now, DWSN want to see if this play is going to be able to squeeze and spike and break on out. Guys, right now, DWSN still trying to get a little bit of buying volume. DWSN still trying to get a little bit of hype right here. We can watch the level 2. But yeah, we got about 2 minutes here, guys. 2 minutes to the next press release wave. Let's just be all set, ready to rock and roll. So for myself, how do I stay set and ready to rock and roll? I always, again, number one, I'm always watching my news screener. I'm always watching the Fox Runner news screener because obviously I get the news right when it comes on out with all my keywords and everything that I need. Also, as you guys know, there is voice alerts now. So again, whenever you want a specific word read out loud to you, you again do have your voice alerts so that you're all set, ready to rock. Number two, what else do I do? I always have my short locate button ready to go. If, again, I see a stock going on a very big spike and rip and run, and I know that this is all momentum based, I'm all set, ready to go ahead and short and ready to be able to bring these plays on down. Number three, what else can you always be doing? Make sure, again, your level 2 is set in limit orders. Limit orders, and you have it set for day plus, or you have it set for ARCA, or you have it set for extended hours so that you're all set, ready to rock. Right? So again, you want to be either A, number one, make sure, again, your new scanner is ready. B, make sure you're in limit orders with the correct route so you can train pre-market. And on top of that, 3, C right here, you guys are, of course, saying what to yourself? All right, hey, I got my short locates ready to go in case I see a stock rip and run and I want to be able to bring something on down. So let's see what we can do here, team. Let's see what we got. 758 in the market. We'll see if one of these plays can go absolutely crazy and see if, of course, we're going to see a big rip and big run and big pop and big climb. But right now, DWSN still having a lot of rejection right off that VWAP. If anyone is interested in saying, hey, Dek, the VWAP right now is at 914. I'm going to short at 850. I'm going to add some at 875. I'm going to add some at $9. And then I'm going to get out at the price of, 920, right? You could definitely do that if you had a stop loss at that area or something along those lines. Because right now, DWSN is still the number one top gainer, still at 500%. Let's not forget, this stock was all the way on down towards around $1. This one definitely has a lot of room to still fall. All right, traders, here we go. 54 seconds here left in this day. 54 seconds left, and then we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. We want to see what's going to be happening over on DWSN. We want to see what's going to happen on STAK, RGC. Notice, again, all the low float plays here. Look how, all these low float plays at this moment. And again, don't forget about the previous top gainer of RBNE. That one could definitely come back on up here. Let's see if we get anything crazy. Let's see if we get anything spiking. And now, again, you can always go on the long side as well. If we see something going crazy, we could be able to hit it on the long side and be able to short it right back on down also. All right, guys, 5 seconds until we start getting some news. 5 seconds here, team, until we start getting some news. Everyone stay ready, stay alert, and stay excited to see if we could be able to make some cash here at the 8 a.m. press release wave. Let's do it here. DWSN, definitely going to get a little bit of attention. Let's see, again, any sort of hot new press releases come on down and start, picking some things on up for us. So here comes the news at this moment. Let's see if there's anything that's going to be good. We do have positive phase 2 trials over on X4. X4 right here, we might get a little bit of hype. We do have CRML. Guys, CRML up 12% at this moment. Nope. Nothing going crazy just yet. Nothing going crazy just yet. I want to see if something's going to pop. I want to see if something's going to go nuts. CRML is up 12%. Says it's secures 120 million LOI for 15-year term. So CRML does have, again, a very big press release, a very big number. $120 million LOI, letter of intent, for a 15-year term from the U.S. federal government bank. So could we see CRML start getting a little bit of hyping and ripping and running, and traders basically saying, "Oh, hey, CRML, that's a massive amount. It's an LOI." Now, what's an LOI? An LOI is a letter of intent, which means it's not 100% guaranteed to happen, but it intends to happen. So there's a lot of things in life that maybe you thought were going to happen but didn't happen. That's kind of what we have with, like, CRML right here. Possibly this could catch some fire. Possibly this could go on a big rip and run. So I would definitely just kind of keep this one on high watch and high alert in case this one does start picking up some steam. Now, not every play is going to go crazy and pick up steam, but we always just want to be on top of it. Just want to take a little screenshot right here, CRML. Now, if we do get anything else that's going to be a little bit hotter, obviously that's better. As we talked about, volume equals activity, activity equals profit. The more a stock moves, the more we can make. The more a stock spikes, the more money we can be able to go, right? And that's on the upside and downside. If a stock goes from $1 to $5, it can go from $5 back down to $1. These little tiny penny stocks are just usually not the best plays in the world. So DWSN still not doing anything yet. STAK still not doing anything yet. BATL still not doing anything yet. A lot of these plays are what, though? Just oil plays, as we know. A lot of these oil plays, again, going on little spikes and then starting to fade right back on down. ELAB has a little bit of news. ELAB had a quick little spike. What else do we have here? WINT has a little bit. Let's go back to ELAB here for a second. See if ELAB could possibly, go on any sort of rip, or is this just going to be a quick little spike and drop? I mean, that's the thing, guys. Sometimes we just see these quick little spike and drops. ELAB right here signs a letter of intent, aka an LOI as well. So you see ELAB up 10%, signs a letter of intent. Stock has a little bit of a spike. Sometimes, again, a letter of intent doesn't spike as much as you would want. And the reason why it doesn't spike as much as you would want, just because it's not 100% confirmed, right? It's not 100% confirmed. It'd be like, again, being a little kid and your parents being like, "Hey, you know what? We are going to take you, we're going to try to take you to Disneyland in July, and it's December." And you're like, "Okay, we are going to try to get tickets to Disneyland in July." And again, in your mind, you might say, "Oh, I'm going to Disneyland." But it's like, all of a sudden July comes and says, "Hey, you know what? It didn't work out." Right? So a letter of intent, we intend to do our best. We intend to make this happen, but it's not guaranteed yet. And when things are not guaranteed, that's where, again, sometimes we could see things kind of get a little bit ugly. RBNE getting a little bit of a climb right back on up here. Come on, I want to see something get a little hot. I want to see something get a little crazy. I want to see something get a little bit more movement. DWSN starting to drop back on down here just slightly. I don't want to, again, short near the bottom over on this play. For anyone who was not here last week here, traders, I mean, we absolutely dominated. And yes, guys, I'm going to say that we dominated in every single short that we took. We dominated in every single aspect. We dominated in every single profit that we got ourselves involved in. It was insane. So, I mean, I post all my P&Ls over on my Twitter as well. We were able to make $5,118 profit over on Wednesday. On Tuesday of last week, we were able to make, again, I always post all my live trades so you guys can watch them. Again, $1,400 over on Tuesday of last week. Thursday and Friday of last week, we're able to make, $370 each day. There's a $314 profit over on Friday. On Thursday, we were able to make another $375. So it's just about, again, being picky and choosy. It's about being picky and choosy. The thing is, traders, if you want to gamble, go to a casino. If you want to gamble and you want to say, "Hey, I want to go ahead and put black or red, I want to do this or that," right? Go ahead and, open up DraftKings sportsbook and go ahead and do a sports gamble, right? Gambling is where you have no control. I hate that. I hate how I work hard and I put money on something that I have no control of. I have no control if I play roulette, which way, again, where that little ball is going to land. It's just, if it lands in the one that I pick, guess what? I make money. But it's hard to do that. But the thing is, with stocks, you can, again, wait until, again, it's more in your favor. Just like, again, when I already gave the example of, again, the NFL game with a third down. We can assume that it's going to be a third down. They're going to pass. Same exact thing. We can assume if a stock goes on a 1,500% spike, it's going to have a pullback. So right now, traders, DWSN is a little bit quiet. I definitely would want to see, you know, a short squeeze and spike back on up. STAK also a little quiet. I would like to see a short squeeze and a spike back on up. BATL a little bit quiet. Again, where we are having a little bit of a fade and drop right back on down right now. We're watching for a short squeeze and a possible move back on up. Right now, nothing that is currently sitting at its highs. And if we are seeing, you know, seeing something, please let me know. PED 80 cents up towards $1. Another oil and gas play. A lot of these oil and gas plays, guys, are definitely trying. A lot of these oil and gas plays are trying to get quick little spikes. And then again, they're just falling all the way right back down to where they started. Now, again, they're getting even uglier and uglier and uglier. So, team, at this time, unfortunately, there's nothing that I would say jump in on at this moment. At this time, there's nothing that I would say let's go ahead and pull the trigger on. At this time, I would say there's nothing that I would want you guys to do. But what I do want you guys to focus on today, for anyone who, again, is not part of TradeCaster, for anyone who does not watch me trade during the day, is I do want you guys to focus on these oil and gas plays because they have been the hot ones. If that is RBNE, you guys can continue to keep your eyes peeled on it right here. If that has been, again, HUSA, if that has been, again, USEG, if that has been TMDE from this morning, if that has been whatever, oil and gas is definitely, again, the hotter topic at this moment. Obviously, anything can come on out over on the Fox Runner News Scanner where, again, we can get the hot press release right away. And at any moment, we could see a big time squeeze come right back through over on DWSN. We are, again, watching and waiting on it, but I don't feel comfortable alerting it to you guys. Now, the thing is, I know you guys respect me so much. You guys are here, you guys are watching, you guys are learning, and you guys are saying to yourself, hey, you know what? I respect Dek. I want to listen to his opinion. I see him make money. I know, again, he can make that cash. But at the same time, I'm not going to alert something because, again, you guys want to be able to trade. That's not the right way. I could alert something right now and say, guys, let's all go short DWSN. And you know what? We could jump in on a trade and just stimulate our senses. But the thing is, if we lose, that hurts my credibility. That hurts my account. That hurts your account. That hurts your thought process towards me. I only want to put you guys in the best of the best. When you know I pull the trigger, you know it's a stock I love. When I pull the trigger, you know I have confidence in it. When I pull the trigger, it's because I know I have the odds with me. So that's what we're going to be looking for going into all of these plays coming on up. Now, obviously, at this time, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? I'm more than happy to help you guys on out with anything that you guys need. It's just unfortunate at this time we don't have anything that's hitting new highs. DWSN, back on down towards lows. STAK, back on down towards lows. LSE, a little bit of a spike right here. Let's see if LSE can get a little bit of hype. What's going on with LSE right now? Any sort of news or reasoning? A lot of these plays, a lot of plays recently have just gone on very big spikes without any sort of news or reasoning. Now, the thing is, as you guys can see over on LSE, what do we have here? Upper shadow at $13.80. What do we have right here? Upper shadow at $15. Upper shadow, $13.80, right? That's going to definitely be strong resistance. Upper shadow at $15. That's going to be strong resistance. Let's see if this play could possibly get a pop somewhere up near around this region. If this play could start popping on up towards $13, $14, we might be able to get a nice little short on this play. Because number one, there's no reasoning I see on LSE. Number two, this play is known to have a big upper shadow and give it all back. Number three, this play most likely isn't going to get all the way up towards $15 plus because I don't see any credibility in the first place over on LSE. Number four, let's go ahead and see if there's any short locates on LSE. So again, if I wanted to get involved in this play, LSE, let's say again, I want to get involved with 3,000 shares. I can go to inquire, 3,000 shares are available, right? Let's go over to 3,000 shares right here. Go to locate order. If I want to locate order, this one is a little bit more pricey though, $525. That means what would have to happen for me to be able to, again, make my money back? I would have to get a 10-cent move is going to be, again, a $300 profit. A 20-cent move would be a $600 profit. I would need somewhere around 15 cents for me to be able to make my money back over on this play if I wanted to get 3,000 shares. So again, I would do this. I would do that if, again, LSE ever started getting on up near around that $15 mark. But it seems like right now, team, we don't want to take unnecessary risks. I don't care if, again, people say, oh, Dek, he didn't pull the trigger just yet. It's 8 in the morning. I don't care if someone says that. I would rather, again, be the guy that people say, oh, yeah, he's super disciplined. He only pulls the trigger when we all know we're going to win. When, again, we have the odds in our favor, when we have upper shadows, when we're up near 15 or 1370, where, again, we have better chances for us to be profitable. Sure, we can get lucky, we can gamble, but at the same time, it's not the way that I want to be trading with you. Right now, BRN trying to get a little bit of hype. Kind of looks like LSE as well. In a sense, trying to get a little LSE action there. So right now, team, I want to see, of course, what do we have here? Come on, give us one good breakout this morning. NITO just came out with news at 8:10 a.m. I mean, this one's a little tiny baby play. NITO increasing investment in Mel's project to explore additional 46 megawatt battery storage. So again, we are seeing NITO right now getting a little bit of hype from 26 cents up towards around 34 cents. You can see it came out right here on the Fox Runner news scanner. Seeing NITO get a little bit of a squeeze and a little bit of a pop. DWSN also isn't done yet here, traders. DWSN coming right back on up towards the VWAP. I am expecting a little bit of a random spike here and there over on DWSN. DWSN is the play that I would love to short on. I would love to short DWSN. If anyone says, oh, Dek, why DWSN? Because, again, it's up 500%. I always love shorting the number one top gainers. They're always the ones that have the target on their back. When you have a target on your back, right, you know, the thing is, a lot of new traders always say, oh, I'm going to buy DWSN. And I say, why are you going to buy it? And they say, well, it's up 500%. Maybe it'll spike another 500%. And in most situations, that's the worst way to think. If a stock has already ran 500%, it's most likely going to take a break. It's most likely going to get in trouble. It's most likely going to start dropping and fading. You want to be looking for stocks that are only up 20% that are going to spike 500%. But I know, again, it's very tough stuff to find that. That takes work. That takes studying. That takes practice. Things that, again, a lot of people aren't willing to do. So again, there's no shortcut to success. The thing is, when buying breakouts, you got to either A, be watching the news right away, be the first one in news, or again, for buying breakouts, you have to have confidence to pull the trigger on a play that you expect to go on a very big spike. That's why, again, I think shorting is 10 times easier, because the answer is already given to us. The answer is already given to us if we see a stock go on a 500% move, and then we say to ourselves, hey, you know what? This play is most likely going to fade and fall and drop and get ugly. So let's see here what we can have. SLSE, I don't see anything over on, or LSE right now. LSE, again, still hasn't been able to break through that $12 mark, unfortunately. So, guys, right now, unfortunately, we don't have anything going too crazy. We don't have anything going too wild. We're not seeing anything kind of going that is going to allow us to pull the trigger at this moment. So, I am going to get prepared for my day coming on up. I will be live, as you guys know, over on tradecaster.com. So if you guys are not part of Tradecaster, you guys can come on over to our trading community. We do have our chat room pumping and going right now. You guys have access to our video library. Sign on up at this moment. You guys can come on through, go over and click small and get 20% discount. So if you would like a small discount of 20%, type in the word small. You guys will be all set, ready to go to join our community and be all set, ready to rock. I'm very excited for this day. I'm looking forward to it. And obviously, I want to make some money on this Money Monday. Guys, for anyone who does not know either, this is a very short week. And you might say, Dek, why is it a short week? For anyone who does not know, Juneteenth is on Thursday. Juneteenth, the stock market is closed. So Thursday, the stock market is closed for the holiday. Now, with a holiday on Thursday, I will tell you right now, essentially no one's going to be here on Friday. It's going to be holiday on Thursday. The stock market's closed. Then again, Friday, unfortunately, there's just not going to be much volume. If you are looking to trade, you really only have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. That's it. You have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. You don't have, again, any trading on Thursday, and Friday is most likely going to be dead. So you have 3 days to trade this week, and that's it. Today, tomorrow, Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you to Max, thank you to Stocktwits, thank you to everyone that's joining us on this absolutely beautiful day. I'm going to be going live over on, again, Tradecaster if you guys would like to join me. And other than that, I just want to say, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Have a wonderful Juneteenth if I don't see you. Enjoy again this day. Make sure you guys follow me on Stocktwits and all social media accounts. And let's get ready to crush it. I'll be giving out alerts a lot. And I'm looking forward to trade this week to make some big money. Team, let's do it. I'll see you guys then. Help me wrap this thing on up in 3, 2, 1. Ah, woo! Oh, baby. Guys, have a good one. I'll see you guys again.